10 times South Park warned us about terrible people. It does seem like South Park, The Simpsons, they've got this weird ability to predict things that are like so far-fetched that, you know, nobody would think that they're actually going to happen. And I wonder how, like, do you reckon the creators have an actual time machine that they've just not told anybody about?
Still looking good without those sandwiches.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're looking at instances where South Park warned us either intentionally or inadvertently about people who have gained bad reputations.
It's time for me to stop running. I need to believe what people tell me.
Barry Bonds. Learning a valuable lesson, Jimmy condemns athletes who use steroids with Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, and Jason Giambi ironically in the background.
The truth is, I haven't been playing fair either. I've been using steroids. I was willing to do anything to be the best, and the steroids made me blind to the people I was hurting.
While all three MLB players would be embroiled in doping scandals, Bonds' image arguably got hit the hardest. In addition to performance-enhancing allegations, Bonds was indicted for perjury. Found guilty of obstruction of justice, Bonds' sentence included probation, community service, and house arrest, although the conviction was overturned.
The issue hasn't been what they achieved,
756,
but how they achieved it.
We know exactly what he did. We know the extent to which he used the drugs. We know the way the drugs changed dramatically the numbers and his performance.
Despite maintaining his innocence, Bonds acknowledged that he wasn't very sportsmanlike, saying in 2016, "No one wants to be treated like that because I was considered to be a terrible person." Reflecting on the episode, Trey Parker said, "This was like way before people were calling out Barry Bonds, so I'm pretty proud of that."
Hey, kid, good for you for being honest.
Rob Schneider.
Man, I personally think let them all juice, because there's still, some of them are still using it right now. They're just not being caught. Let them all do it. It would make the sport so much more entertaining, and athletics even, like, just let them all take whatever they want. I want to see the most insane sports achievements. I want to see somebody run 100 meters in less than 9 seconds. Let them all juice. What do you guys think?
Matt Stone and Trey Parker dedicated an entire episode to so-called medium John Edward, depicting him as a phony.
Look, what I do doesn't hurt anybody. I give people closure and help them cope with life.
No, you give them false hope and a belief in something that isn't real.
While numerous skeptics share the same views on Edward, the episode is more recognized for its portrayal of Rob Schneider. The real Schneider thought the parody was hilarious, and if releasing terrible comedies to the public were his worst offense, he wouldn't be on our list.
It was the guys from South Park did an episode, which was very funny.
In recent years, though, Schneider has become infamous for spreading baseless conspiracy theories, misinformation about vaccines, and hate speech towards marginalized groups, most notably transgender people. Those are just some reasons Schneider's daughter, Elle King, is at odds with him. With many fans turning on Schneider as well, maybe he's become worthier of John Edwards' title.
Rob Schneider is da derp de derp da deedly derpy derpy derp.
Caitlyn Jenner.
What the fuck was that?
Jenner has been a prominent South Park figure since season 19, when Kyle questions if she...
Why do some people stand like literally this? Why do some people put their arms there? I've noticed that quite a lot.
19, when Kyle questions if she's truly a hero.
Your son said some things to a 4th grade girl that frankly make me want to puke. Now that I'm principal, I'm not going to allow anyone at the school to be made feel unsafe and harassed.
What did he say?
You'll have to excuse my language. I don't think Caitlyn Jenner is a hero.
Under PC pressure, Kyle concludes that coming out as transgender was brave. That doesn't necessarily mean Jenner is a good person, however. This is reflected in the following episode, addressing Jenner's real-life car crash that claimed a life.
Buckle up, buckaroo.
What's up with her tongue?
She settled without jail time in what could be chalked up to a horrible accident. But Jenner's former supporters have struggled to justify her recent behavior. This includes standing against trans girls in female sports. Just as her South Park counterpart became Garrison's running mate, Jenner later endorsed Trump and ran for office herself. Yet many feel Jenner's...
So she herself is trans, but she stands against trans people? Why?
Political views contradict the message of acceptance she once preached.
Well, do I look presidential?
Honestly, you look 20 years younger.
Mama June Shannon.
What's with the tongue?
This Emmy-winning episode questions how low the standards for humanity have plummeted using Here Comes Honey Boo Boo as a point of reference.
Her favorite foods are sketty and butter, and she likes drinking Red Bull and Mountain Dew.
South Park depicts matriarch Mama June Shannon as a shameless reality TV mom who passes the same values, or lack thereof, to her daughter. Parker and Stone weren't the first to question Shannon's parenting capabilities. The plot thickened 2 years later when news broke Shannon was dating a registered sex offender who harmed daughter Anna.
It's about getting the truth out there. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to lose. I just want me to tell my side of the story.
This later led to the show's cancellation, but Mama June still found work on TV. June's substance use persisted, though, leading to legal issues. This contributed to her strained relationship with Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson, who has tried getting away from her mama's drama as an adult.
Is that her now? Is that Honey Boo Boo now?
Wants to have like a relationship with me, she needs to pay me back, because one thing I don't do is I don't hang around no thief that gonna steal my money now.
Mel Gibson.
Jeez, man. I can't believe that's what she looks like now. Hopefully she's in a good place. What do you think about parents who like use their kids for like for fame, whether it's reality TV, social media? Do you think they should be allowed to do that? Like,
when Mel Gibson made The Passion of the Christ, some deemed him a profound auteur with a meaningful message to share. Others, like Stone and Parker, questioned what was going on in this guy's head. The show's daffy portrayal of Gibson grew more relevant with time as the Oscar winner became engulfed in numerous legal troubles and public relations nightmares.
And that's what happens. Too much pressure, too much work. You do things that go against good judgment. So that's it.
By the time Gibson was implicated in a domestic violence case, few saw a path
that is one hell of a beard, isn't it? Wow.
forward for the once celebrated actor and filmmaker. That said, Gibson's career would rebound with him going on to score another Oscar nomination for Hacksaw Ridge.
He's an amazing director, I have to say it. He really is, man. Hacksaw Ridge, Apocalypto, Braveheart, incredible movies.
His comeback shocked some, but even the South Park creators admit that Gibson knows story structure. Otherwise, say what you will about him.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Say what you want about Mel Gibson, but the son of a bitch knows story structure.
Ira Einhorn. Earth Day brainwashing organization leader Jack Farless is so committed to saving the planet that he's willing to cause anyone who stands in his way physical pain, namely Kenny.
But I warn you, you better not promise things to Earth Day people that you can't deliver. Earth Day people can be very unforgiving.
Earth Day people? What?
No problem.
Although Farless is fictional, he's based on Ira Einhorn, who helped popularize Earth Day. In addition to sharing a physical resemblance, complete with a ponytail, Einhorn and Farless have a history of violence. In the late 70s, Einhorn was accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend, Holly Maddox, fleeing to Europe before he could face trial.
I can remember saying it to the DA. He's gone. He served his subpoena, was there. Then we went over to the location and saw that everything was gone.
By the 90s, Einhorn's name had fallen into obscurity. Following an arrest in 1997, though, Einhorn was extradited to the U.S. on July 20th, 2001. 2 days after this episode aired, Einhorn was sentenced to life in prison, dying in 2020.
Einhorn was eventually brought back to Philadelphia, where he was convicted for the murder. The cause of death is not yet known, but we're told it's not related to the virus outbreak.
Kanye West.
At least he was brought to justice, you know. Whether it was late, you know, he still faced the music.
When South Park dished out its Fish Sticks episode in 2009, Kanye West was already gaining a reputation for his impulsive behavior.
Just doesn't make any sense, yo. Why is everyone calling me a gay fish?
Kanye, look, we all think it would be better if you would just drop it. You know, I mean, if you don't get it, you don't get it.
What do you mean I don't get it, House? I'm a genius. I'll understand it. I just need to break it down is all.
It wasn't until West interrupted Taylor Swift's VMA speech later that year, people realized just how spot on South Park was.
Why did he do the whole Taylor Swift thing? Why?
The Ye saga has only gotten more erratic over time, from his offensive comments on slavery to his attempt to break into politics to his Nazi ideals.
I think there's a left agenda to silence anyone that goes against the agenda.
The fish thing.
I mean, he's just such a... I mean, I loved him, man. I used to love his music. Some of his albums were just unbelievable, but he's just completely gone nuts.
Might have been a joke, but even South Park couldn't make all this up. Yet the show's portrayal of Ye only seems to become more accurate every year. Part of that may be mental health related, although some argue that Ye's bipolar diagnosis doesn't absolve him of hate speech.
That's right.
R. Kelly. Before the Trapped in the Closet episode, R. Kelly's alleged crimes were the music industry's worst kept secret, if you could even call it a secret by 2005.
I was just standing here, and Tom Cruise locked himself in the closet. I asked myself, why won't Tom Cruise just come out the closet? But nobody has no answers. And so I pull out my gun. Tell me why Tom Cruise in the closet or else I'm gonna shoot someone.
Many turned a blind eye to the R. Kelly stories, but not South Park. 3 years after the show depicted the singer as a loose cannon who endangers those around him, Kelly was acquitted of the charges against him.
But was acquitted in 2008 when the girl and her family denied Jane was in the video.
Amid the hashtag #MeToo movement and the surviving R. Kelly documentary, law enforcement revisited the decades of accusations. This led to Kelly's arrest and conviction, with the artist currently serving a 31-year combined sentence. When people look back at the various episodes that warned us about R. Kelly, South Park stands out as one of the most quotable examples.
Why won't you both just come out the closet? And they said,
we're not coming out the closet, so you can just go away.
But everyone wants you out the closet.
That doesn't matter because we're gonna stay.
Now I'm starting to get angry, so I pull out my gun.
He Diddy.
Oh, R. Kelly, man. Another one. His music, so good. I Believe I Can Fly, remixed to Ignition, so many bangers. And now, you know, I don't even feel like I can listen to him anymore.
Best remembered for this Season 8 episode, P. Diddy's Vote or Die campaign, or Citizen Change, might sound like something South Park fabricated.
Puff Daddy?
Your friend Kyle told me you don't understand the importance of voting. Apparently you haven't heard of my Vote or Die campaign.
It was all too real, however. South Park got more right about Diddy than the creators likely expected. Just as his caricature threatened Stan, the real Diddy has since been linked to more than 100 cases of abuse, some involving minors. Amid the accusations, people couldn't help but think about South Park's parody. They also looked back to another episode where Satan asks,
"Damn it, what didn't Diddy do?"
It's a question we've been asking a lot lately, wondering how this case can possibly become more surreal or troubling. The most prognostic parts? Diddy was arrested on September 16, 2024, right before National Voter Registration Day. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe.
Oh, Diddy, man. Imagine going from like a billionaire to like living in a jail cell for the rest of your life.
Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Who's going to be number one?
Jared Fogle. The former Subway spokesman might have seemed like an odd target for South Park in 2002.
After a year of eating delicious sub sandwiches, I've proven weight loss is easy.
Of course, we guess that was part of the joke. Jared Fogle appeared to be a good role model and an all-around beloved figure. Surely he'd be the last person society would turn against. A lot can change over 13 years. In 2015, Fogle's history of inappropriate and criminal behavior with children came to light.
Today, Fogle came to court to accept a plea deal instead of serving as much as 50.
It's just disgusting. People that do this, I just don't understand. And I don't want to understand. It's like, kids?
50 years. He'll likely spend between 5 and 12.5 years in prison.
Jared Fogle expects to go to prison. He will do his time. He expects to get well. He expects to continue to make amends to those people whose lives he has affected.
Unlike his downfall in South Park, this wasn't one big misunderstanding. Fogle pleaded guilty, being sentenced to more than a decade and a half in prison. The episode thus took on a whole new level of commentary. South Park has since done other Jared parodies, and now citizens have a legitimate reason to fear him.
And send in Jared!
Did we miss anyone else South Park was right about? Let us know in the comments.
That last one it's just disgusting, you know. Anything involving kids is just like, ugh, it really just gives me the creeps. But yeah, they with Kanye, they called it so early. Because back then, I still think he was kind of okay. That's when he released that album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. But yeah, maybe he was already displaying signs of like just craziness back then. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.